Okay, so today at 41 Garage, we're going to deal with an annoying little issue on this Jeep here. So let me show you what's going on here. Right now the Jeep is in two-wheel drive, but my indicator is showing to be in four-wheel drive. I know in fact it's in two-wheel drive because I took it out for a test ride and you can feel it. Going in and out of four-wheel drive when you lift this up. But see now, I bring it up into four-wheel drive and the light goes off. The light up here. Let me put it back in two-wheel drive. So that's what's happening. It's a pretty easy fix. So let's get it taken care of. So I did do a test, took it for a drive, and when it's in four-wheel drive, you can feel when the lever's in. Okay, so I took a test, and when the lever's in four-wheel drive, you can feel the front end tighten up when you're turning and things like that, like you would expect it to do when the four-wheel drive is activated. However, the light is indicating that it's in two-wheel drive. So there's a switch on the transfer case. It's pretty easy to swap that out. We're gonna go ahead and do that right now. Here's my transfer case. I have the Rubicon model. I don't know if you can see this or if it's too bright. But the 241 here, you need that number off your transfer case. The Rubicon is the 241, and I think the regular Wrangler is a 231. So when you go to the parts store, they're gonna ask you for that information. Okay, so now the switch is on top of the transfer case, right back here underneath this wiring harness. It's pretty easy to reach it and fairly easy to get out. So let's do that next. Okay, so I got the plug off. Basically all you're doing is squeezing this right here on that edge. Squeezing it towards the wires, it releases it off the switch. I don't know if I can get it there anymore so you can see it, but right here is my switch again. All right, so let's take out the switch. I have a 1/2-inch socket that I'm putting on that switch. I'm gonna try to hold this and turn the switch at the same time. Yeah, so it's loose, should come out pretty easy. There it is. So here's the old switch. So now let's go get the new one. Okay, here's the old switch. Here's the new one. Part number if you need it. I got this at AutoZone. One thing I noticed when I was looking at it earlier is it doesn't have the O-ring. It doesn't have a new O-ring that came in this one. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off real quick. Try not to pinch it and just reuse this. Okay, and slide this on here like so. That's it. So, okay, let's go put it in the Jeep. I don't know how well you can see up there, but let's go ahead and screw this in here. Probably gonna be harder to hold the camera in place than it is to put this back in. Get her started and away we go. There it goes. So got it started, get it snugged down, get my wrench on there, and that's about all there is to it. And then put my lovely little wire back on it. And then we are done. So let's go see if it works. This switch thing has taken a really odd turn. Something I thought was going to be really simple, not quite. So let me catch you up on that. So it's been about maybe a month since I worked on that switch on the transfer case. Something I thought was going to be a simple, easy project. Not quite so simple. So here's what's happened. This is the part that I bought from AutoZone. And when I put it in, it was easy to get in and out. And when I put it in, the switch light then started doing the opposite of what it should do. When it was in two-wheel drive, it showed to be in four-wheel drive and vice versa. So on the forums, they're talking about how to get an OEM switch. Other people have had the same exact problem. It didn't make any sense to me at all, but they talk about how the resistance in the Rubicon, the switch needs to be different than for a standard transmission. Well, I thought when I bought the switch from AutoZone that I was getting one specific for the Rubicon. Evidently, there's still something else beyond all that. So I ordered a switch from an online store. This is our lovely switch. Here is the part number. Well, evidently all this stuff matters because once I put this new switch in there, everything worked fine. Supposedly there's differences in the resistance based on if it's in four-wheel high, four-wheel low, and I don't know, it works. It was a little confusing, a little frustrating because I had to order a part, wait for it. A small little easy project I thought would take about 15 minutes, ended up taking several weeks because I had to order this part and get it in. And it sounds like other people have had the same problem that I do, where this particular switch, just you have to have the OEM version of it. So I didn't record putting it in, it just screws in on the top of that transfer case and everything's working fine. In the comments below, just let me know if you have ever run into a situation where you had to have the OEM part to get something to work correctly. I don't even know if AutoZone's going to take back this other switch. They should, but because it's electrical part, I don't know if they will. And I only had it in there long enough to test it back and forth out of the driveway and to see it wasn't working right. So who knows? I'll let you know on that. Anyways, that's all I got for today. Please give me a like, subscribe, put a comment below, tell me what you think, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Boom!